Good morning. I just woke up, but I needed to talk about my book, The Brothers, because I read a lot last night. I cannot put this down anymore. It's so good. And also, I just finished the part with the schoolboys. It was quite sad. I think it might come up one more time because it seems like it left off on like a bit of a cliffhanger, or without full like resolution. So I'm looking forward to that. And then now I'm at the chapter is titled Ivan, so I'm hoping that I'll get to hear from Ivan because it has been quite a long time since I've heard from him. And he was actually one of my favorite characters, especially after the chapter, The Grand Inquisitor, because you get to learn a lot about him, and I felt like that was his most vulnerable part in the book, where you get to really see more of his heart and what he believes in. But I haven't really heard from him in a long time. This book has been such a gift. I feel like every time I read it, I'm learning something new, and I feel really grateful that I can read it for the first time right now. Like when I'm reading it, I feel like it's just perfect. I will definitely share more, especially after I finish it, but I think I might need like at least a week or two to process it, to think and meditate and to reflect, because it goes so deep and so wide, which I really appreciate. I think it really has challenged me a lot. I feel like I could get emotional talking about it because I've never had a reading experience like this ever before. I think it might top Stoner. Although Stoner and the brothers Karamazov are very different, I think Stoner definitely made me more like emotional, and like I had more of that connection. The brothers Karamazov, it definitely does get emotional, but I think it's more so like reflecting on your life and what you believe, and I don't know, it's just more of like more existential, I guess, is a way to put it. Yeah, every time I think about it, I like get lost in my mind. That's my update. I'm quickly getting ready to go to dinner with my brother. We're trying out a new restaurant today, so I'm really excited. I am looking for a cream blush. If you have any recommendations, I think the blush that I'm using is causing clogged pores because I've been dealing with a lot. I'm gonna put on some Revlon lip liner, a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Rhode Peptide Lip Tint in Cinnamon Roll. It was a limited edition. I do really like the shade, but the smell, it's so strong, and it's like right underneath your nose. It smells like a very nostalgic, strong Bath & Body Works candle. I did start a new read. This is again by Dostoevsky. I'm sorry if I'm being annoying with Dostoevsky, but I just really enjoy his work, and I specifically wanted to try his short stories. This one is a collection of them, Dostoevsky's A Gentle Creature and Other Stories. Someone had actually recommended The Dream of a Ridiculous Man in one of my last videos, and they said it was one of their favorites, and I started the first chapter of it last night. It's very short, about only 20 to 25 pages or so. It's about a man who's on the verge of taking his own life and committing suicide, and then he has this dream that seems to change things, and that's all I know. I read the first chapter yesterday, and the protagonist reminded me a lot of the character in White Knights and also Notes from Underground. I didn't finish that one, I finished half of it, but it's this man who seems to be very alienated from society, very isolated as well, and lonely. And also they seem very self-aware to the point where it's debilitating and it causes a lot of that alienation. They seem very similar. Maybe, you know, it'll be different as I read on, but I just found that connection between those. I need to figure out what to wear now. Maybe I could wear this. I just don't like how, I might wear like a t-shirt. I don't really like how it shows right here. Maybe like this. This looks kind of weird too. Let me see. What can I wear? A plain white Henley. I always go for something very basic. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wear this one. What?
This is oat milk? Oh, wow.
It's like a dessert.
Yeah. I used to eat this for breakfast.
It's quite cold today. I'm actually like freezing in my house. I'm going to spend the next couple of hours in bed just reading The Brothers. I did make some progress and I can't wait to finish this. I'm so close. I'm hoping that I could read the rest of this and finish it maybe by the weekend. So, what is that? Today's Sunday. Maybe by Friday or so. I think it's definitely doable because I've been going through it pretty quickly, like the last third of it, I would say. I'm reading The Brothers after work, and I finally got to the part where it tells you who did it. And I just want to say, for the record, I was debating between two people, or I was suspecting two people of who could have committed the murder, and this was my top person. So I just want to say, I saw it coming. I'm actually in like the middle of the scene where it's revealed, and I don't know why they did it yet. I mean, I guess you could guess, but I really want to know like what they were thinking and how they planned this. If it was premeditated, I can't believe I finally got to this part. Okay, I knew it was also open-ended. I was kind of worried that I just completely missed some parts, but I knew it. I got sushi for dinner because I was too lazy to cook. But I'm really excited because I just turned on Netflix and I found out that Selling Sunset Season 9 finally came out. So I'm going to eat this and watch it. I'm very excited. The show is kind of like my guilty pleasure. I love seeing all the lavish, expensive, crazy houses, and then also the drama between all the women. I think it's so entertaining. I just styled my hair. I try to do something different by parting my hair more to the side, and I have this little pin here. I don't know how I feel about it. It kind of reminds me of like middle school and elementary school, but I thought I would switch it up because I always do the same hair and I like my hair like that, but I'm not very good at other hairstyles, especially updos. I do not know. I used to always wear my hair in like just this bun on the top of my head and it wasn't very pretty. Oh, I recently got a French pin. Actually, let me go get it because I do not understand how you could put your hair up with this thing. How do you use this? It's quite a mystery. I've watched multiple tutorials now and I still can't figure it out, but I will keep trying. Anyways, I did make a gauge swatch for my Sophie hood. It's a garter stitch pattern, so I'm very happy because like I mentioned in my past video, I hate purling. I hate purling so much, and this is basically a knit stitch both sides, so you don't have to worry about doing any purling. And I really like the color of it. The gauge was also correct, so I don't have to change my needles. If you imagine this as like a hood that turns into a scarf, that's what it's gonna look like. I have not started it yet though. Maybe I'll start it this weekend, but I do have to finish my other cardigan and make the buttons, so I don't know when I'll get to it, but I did do the swatch. I'm switching locations because my back was hurting, but I'm almost done with the Brothers Karamazov. I think I'm about 100 pages away, and I'm very excited because it's been quite the journey. I think it's been 2 months since I started, and I love it. I did, however, see someone do one of those like readathons, and they read like 3/4 or more than half of the book in one day. And I thought that was very interesting because I think it's an injustice to read this book in a day, let alone even like a week. I feel like it requires at least a month. For me, it was 2, and it was great because I took a lot of breaks. I was able to digest what was happening in the book. It is quite dense. I don't know how you would read it in a day. Anyways, I do have some options for my next books. I think these are the only other 3 big books that he has. Maybe Notes from Underground, you would consider that, but I have already started that one. So first, The Idiot. I think this one, a lot of people have said it's kind of different in terms of the protagonist because he is a very good person, like very kind-hearted, very pure, yet he has a lot of pain and suffering that he goes through and misfortune, and people treat him badly. I don't really know much about it, but that's the main thing that I've heard about this one. The Gambler is another option. I think this is also my favorite cover that I have. The colors, it's beautiful. I think this one, I feel like this is nice because it's shorter. Dostoevsky had a gambling addiction, so that kind of piqued my interest a bit more for this one. I did start, I think, like 20 pages, but I didn't get further than that, so another option. And then lastly, Devils. This one I think is the longest one. I don't know anything really about this. I've heard that it's his most political book, but that's really all I know. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know on which one I should read next. If you are still looking to read something spooky this season, I would definitely recommend Edgar Allan Poe. His writing is very dark, dreary, unsettling. It also taps into a lot of your fear. It can be quite psychological. I would recommend Mask of the Red Death, The Telltale Heart, and The Fall of the House of Usher. I think The Fall of the House of Usher was one that I recently would call my favorite because it made my heart beat really fast and my hands started getting sweaty. So I would recommend those if you haven't read them already. He looks so scary. I have some pomegranate juice and my book. Right now I'm going to finish The Brothers Karamazov. I'm very sad. I think it'll be a very bittersweet ending because I've grown very attached and connected to these characters over the past almost 2 months or so now. So I'm very excited to be able to see how the story closes, but I definitely think that there'll be some sort of like emptiness, like a hole where this used to be. So I'll let you guys know what I think. I'll probably have to spend at least maybe a couple weeks just reflecting and processing, but I definitely do want to share my thoughts and maybe like a little review on this in a future video. The epilogue, I believe, is about like 30 pages or so. So I don't think it'll take me that long, but I'm going to savor every moment of it, and then I'll probably just like stare at a wall for the rest of the weekend.